Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted, and we're here to recap another Chicago Bulls loss, and I have it wrong in the header, but we lost 121 to 116. I flipped the scores on accident there because I cannot read. The kid can't even read. Anyway, be short.
You're trying to get people excited.
Yeah, I was trying to draw him in, but I don't think it's going to work out real well. Be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted. Following me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Goose, we lost, man. And I don't know if you laid down a bet on betrivers.com using your promo code OnTap, but I know I didn't because I didn't think we were going to win. And I can't bet against the Bulls because that goes against my moral compass.
But I do think Cody on Tap placed the bet, and he took the Bulls plus 7.5, which means he covered. The Bulls might have made him some money.
Well, good for Cody on Tap, damn it. Good for him.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still in pain because I thought for a minute we might have had that one. We were making a little bit of a comeback there, and Denzel Valentine was doing things.
He just couldn't score 20 points. He had to get stuck at 19.
He got plateaued. Yeah, he fucking plateaued on us there. He did.
Just right there at 19. Just couldn't get that 20-point game.
Yeah, man. But it was, I got to watch the game in its entirety. I actually recorded a Sox on Tap podcast. We did that live. We did the White Sox preview show before this podcast, so second one of the night for me, but I'm still jacked up, man. I'm still jacked up. And you know what, dude? I want to get right into this and talk about the starting lineup that got rolled out tonight. Tomas Satoransky at point guard, Patrick Williams at the 2, Thad Young at the 3, Lowry at the 4, Vooch, of course, at the 5. A lot of scrutiny, a lot of hatred on that lineup on Twitter tonight. And I'll tell you what, they started the game off pretty hot. And I tweeted about it, and I probably shouldn't have because, as soon as I said something good.
Second half lose, I was worried that we weren't even going to be nearly as competitive as we were to close this game. So the second half started, I was like, oh, shit, here we go again. We're going to have a very competitive, close first half, and then we're just going to get blown out of the water by a better team in the second half. And that didn't happen tonight. We heard consistently throughout the broadcast about our lack of turnovers, which is weird. I mean, no Zach, no Kobe, and we didn't have a lot of turnovers. I mean, I'd like to think that that's a coincidence, but probably not. But
I saw a lot of takes on Twitter, man. I saw a lot of takes about the lineup, and then I saw a lot of takes about Zach, and I'm just like, really, it'll miss me with that, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Already coming for the team's better without Zach because of a 5-point loss to.
I'm straight up. Go to your Twitter right now and search Zach LaVine, and you'll see it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I guess some people could take the comment I just made the wrong way. I mean, Zach.
What did you do?
The ball. I made the comment that we didn't have a lot of turnovers tonight. And Zach and Kobe didn't play. I mean, and that's the truth. I mean, and I guess maybe there is a point or some part of a point to be made there. But that's also because you're putting the point guard responsibilities on a shooting guard in Zach LaVine, and that's not Zach's fault either. So, I don't know. I can't say that I enjoyed the ball being in Denzel or Satoransky's hands all night more than I do when it's in Zach's hands. So
I so badly wanted to bitch to you about TBJ not getting as many minutes as Denzel, or not being off the bench before Denzel, and then fucking Denzel comes out and just starts draining shit, and I'm just like, of course, there goes my shtick. It's fucking gone.
No, when he hit the buzzer beater, I was like, all right, now it's time to pull him because the patented Denzel fuck-ups are about to come one after another now. And then they didn't. He did pretty good. That one shot, who did he have? He had a mismatch on a big Saric. And he tried to take him off the dribble, and he fell on his ass, but he threw it up, and it still went in.
You're talking on the right wing. Yeah, yes. It was just so amazing to me. It's just the one day I'm like, oh no, don't play this mode. Like, just bring TBJ in. Let's see what he can do.
Until he hit 19 points, and then the curse of not ever scoring 20 very often happened again.
Yeah. And another guy I want to get into real quick too is Lowry, because he started off the game what I thought was hot. He ends up finishing with the double-double, 16 and 10. But he was trying to get to the rim, dude, and then it went away. And I'm like,
oh, everything went away. Lowry disappeared. First quarter, Lowry looked like potential star. And then for 2.5 quarters, Lowry just rebounded the ball, which we can't complain about because he hasn't done that well this year. But yeah, I mean, first quarter.
He can't do that.
Not, especially not with Zach out.
It's and especially if he has to get paid.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Why aren't you doing the nitty-gritty on the offense, man? You were doing it. You were doing it. Why'd you stop? I'm at a loss for words, man. I could sit there and defend him and call myself a Lowry stan like I have on a million of these fucking episodes that we've done. Who knows how many we've done now? I've lost count. But we've been doing them since last season full time. And every time I'm like, oh, he'll get it. But no, dude, this was your prime opportunity. You were just moved to the bench.
They did. And the second you had people shutting up and going, okay, man, maybe I got to back off Lowry a little bit. Gone, disappeared, vanished, ghosted until the fourth quarter. He did have a big shot in the fourth, but that was it. It was first quarter, one shot in the fourth, and then some rebounds in between. And you can't have that. Not in a game that Zach's out. Vooch had a great game. It does amaze me how easy it is for him to just seemingly put up 20-point double-doubles. It doesn't look like he's even trying. Satoransky's one entry pass tonight, though, to Vooch. Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Sato started off hot, too, and he just he cooled down, too, man. I thought that this was going to be like me and you would be sitting here and be like, oh, shit, it's Sato game, because he was first quarter, second quarter. I mean, he just dishing the ball, hitting some shots, and then it kind of went away. And I feel like that's kind of the story for everybody tonight, besides Vooch. I mean, Vooch did go 8 for 18, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line, hit all 6 of his free throws. He finishes with 24, 10, 3, 2 steals, 1 block, no turnovers in 34 minutes for Vooch. Played a good game. I was very encouraged by Pat Williams tonight. The defensive matchup on Devin Booker obviously was a little bit of a challenge for him, fighting over or trying to get under screens, and with a dynamic scorer such as Devin Booker, who drops 45 tonight on 24 shots.
I don't think he did bad, though.
I'm not saying he did bad. I'm just saying that's a challenge that was a big challenge for him, and Book is going to get his no matter what. He is that kind of player.
Well, and I'm glad you said that. And I know that you were just pointing out that it's a challenge, but I constantly see online that, Pat can't guard threes. Pat's not a 3. And it's like, no. The rest of the team sucks at defense. Yeah, sure. Maybe if you had a great 3, Pat would be better at the 4. But right now you don't have a 3. So Pat has to play the 3. Without Zach, you don't really have a 2. No Zach, no Kobe, no Temple. Don't have a 2 that you know. We all want TBGA to be great. I think he can be a great rotational piece for this team moving forward at some point. Billy doesn't know him. Billy doesn't trust him. So you're trying to win playoff games. You're not going to trust some 21-year-old kid. I don't know you. It's going to take some time for me to build some trust in you. So, our lineup was weird, but I don't think that Pat did bad. That fucking interception on the oop, the one-handed INT. Woo! He just fucking stole his cookies out of midair.
Offensively, he was efficient too, my man. Offensively, he was efficient. 7 for 11 from the field, 2 for 3 from downtown, 16 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. He did have 4 fouls, but he was also primarily guarding their best scorer tonight.
Given the matchup, I don't give a fuck about those 4 fouls.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was one that slipped away, but I was encouraged at what I saw from Pat stepping up in Zach LaVine's absence. Thad Young with a really good game. I mean, we had 3 guys within our starting lineup here, Goose, that finished with double-doubles tonight. Thad Young, 19 and 10. Patrick Williams. Oh, I'm sorry, not Patrick Williams. Lauri Markkanen, 16 and 10. Vooch, 24 and 10. The bench played decent tonight. It was just The Suns are a good team. They've only lost 14 games on the season, my man. The 33-14. Bulls are now 19-27. And they hung in there.
Did the Pacers or the Raptors play tonight?
Yes, they did. The Pacers lost to Miami, and the Raptors lost to Oklahoma City.
We still have a 2-game fucking lead, and we're on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, it's absolutely
have a 2-game cushion for this fucking play-in.
It's absolutely amazing. God. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's a fucking Eastern Conference, bro. I don't know.
Yes, and I'm glad we're gonna get gifted. And I don't know if you've seen my tweets, but I'm hoping we can triple dip. I'm hoping we're able to have scooped Vooch. We get to play in this play-in, get like 2 mini series of experience, and then we just don't quite make it to that AC, and then we get lucky in the lottery, and then we get all 3. We win. We triple win. Isn't that a Jim Boylan phrase, or the triple losing?
The NBA
lose. If I don't call timeouts with 20 seconds left, down 30, everybody loses. The team loses. The development loses. I lose.
The NBA rigging it to get Chicago back on top.
That would be great, man.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That.
We still have a 2-game fucking lead. That's crazy to me. I mean, 2 more tough games, so I guess that's our cushion. And then we actually play the Pacers and Raptors, I believe, maybe even back-to-back. So our cushion will be put to test head-to-head with those 2 teams shortly after this tough, West Coast trip, and then playing the Nets.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple other things that I saw from this game tonight here. Ryan Arcidiacono, I gotta say it. He had some good passes there. He finished with 4 assists, offensively 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from downtown. But he, nitty gritty shit. I just want to give him dap when he deserves dap.
Sadly, Archie's the only true point guard on this roster.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Other than that, I mean, the game was just entertaining as hell. The Bulls were in it in the beginning with a lead there. Not a lot of great defense played, high-scoring game there until the second half, really. But 39 points for Phoenix in the first quarter, 37 for the Bulls. I mean, they were right there. Then they mount their little somewhat comeback they were trying to get in the fourth. And you pointed out turnovers before. How many times have we talked about 6-7 turnovers in the first fucking quarter for this team? This year.
Probably at least half the games.
They had 10 tonight, man. They actually outscore Phoenix in the paint. 56 points in the paint to 44 for Phoenix. Okay. They out-rebound Phoenix. And this out-rebound...
Can we not go over everything that we did better and stuff like it?
I know it hurts, man, but you got to hear this, dude. Like, the Bulls had 50 fucking boards tonight. Do you know how many Phoenix had? 32.
I don't know why 32 popped in my head. That was weird. I actually guessed that. I'm not even just trying to be cool, man.
I think that's twin telepathy.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
All right.
So we might be the same age. So I'm not going to be 30 now. I'm going to go back down to your age. So that's good.
You're going to be 27 again?
Yeah, I'm going to be 27 again. It's a good year, 27. Good year. Free throw discrepancy wasn't too much. Bulls hit 19 out of 21. Phoenix 18 for 24. And now we did go 11 for 33 from downtown, but Phoenix also only hit 11 3-pointers tonight. They went 11 for 25. Bulls put up 99 shots, made 43 of them, compared to Phoenix's 81 shots where they hit 46 of them. So that was
field goals, Barry. Yeah.
On paper and all the stats that you should look at, Bulls should have probably pulled this one out. It just didn't work out that way.
And there was some kind of shitty calls. I hate to keep getting on refs, but it's a continuous thing to have. It's just shitty calls. And I get we don't have CP3. But
yeah, and he got in quick foul trouble tonight too. And an old friend Cameron Payne came in for him. He got in fouled. CP3 had 2 fouls in the first fucking quarter, dude. I thought that was going to be a turning point right off the bat of the game, personally.
I remember having that same thought.
But 19 and 14 for CP3. You watch that guy play, and people who are CP3 haters, which you don't see a lot of them, but Twitter, you see a bunch of different shit. I mean, that guy is just probably one of the best fucking pure point guards I've ever watched in my life. I mean, he just gets guys into their spots. He makes the right pass. He makes the right shot. It's It's amazing. You know, this Phoenix team is poised for a big, big run in the Western Conference playoffs this year.
I hope so. That'll be exciting to see. CP3 deserves it. I don't know how far you can get in the West because every team out there, you know, you could say that, hey, they can make a run. They can make a run. The Jazz can make a run. The Nuggets can make a run. The Lakers can make a run. The Clippers can make a run. Like, you can go down the line in the West. You can't even get, like, past the Nets and the Bucks in the East without going, yeah, they're probably, I mean, maybe the Sixers. You got 3 teams there. Boston can't be included in that tier right now. They're sucking.
Not right now. Yeah, not right now. No. I mean, it's kind of funny because what's more, it's going to sound stupid, but what's more competitive, the fucking play-in or the playoffs itself, you know? Like, what's more competitive? What would be more competitive? I'm not sure, you know, but it's a tough one, you know, because they were competitive throughout the whole thing. And I hate using this. And we said last year we weren't going to do it because of circumstances and whatnot. But I hate saying like, well, this guy was out and this guy was out. I wonder if that benefited the Bulls tonight. I don't know if it did. Maybe lit a fire under some guys' ass that need a little bit more fire to help contribute when Zach is in or when Kobe is cooking and is doing well. But maybe tonight that might lead us there. I don't know. I mean, they just with this rotation that played tonight, okay, they show that they can fucking ball with one of the top Western Conference teams, and you're missing your best player. I'm not saying that Zach being in would have been a different result.
A healthy Zach definitely changes things.
But
you're not relying on Valentine to score 19 points.
Well, right. But you see the point I'm trying to drive here is
exactly.
That, yeah, they see that they're fucking competitive without their best player. So in my mind, if I'm a player, I'm like, okay, well, you know what, man? I could do this. I could be that guy that helps Vooch and Zach because I believe in my game because I just did this the other night. I could do it again.
If you're Lowry, that only happens in the first quarter.
Well, yeah, dude, that's just something that's going to bother me to the ends of the earth. It does. It just bothers me. I just wish he would keep the same energy all game long. Like Big Dave, our buddy Big Dave tweeted out, like, who's this number 24 in the first quarter? And I was just like, I wanted to tweet back at him afterwards, but we were recording the other podcast. And I just want to be like, oh, there he is. It's Lowry. He's gone again. You know, and that's what I wanted to say so badly because come on, dude. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, if we got 2 quarters out of Lowry tonight, we win this game. Instead, we got 1 quarter and 1 timely shot in the fourth.
So many decisions within this, you know, pending off season are going to be made that shape this roster. And I don't want to say I can't wait for it because I don't want to lose Bulls basketball, especially after what we had to deal with when COVID first popped up. I don't want to lose Bulls basketball again, but
I'm skipping the play-in. Obviously, there's a good chance that we're not going to have a pick. Probably more of like a 80-90% chance that we don't keep our pick. But you're already back to Lonzo Ball. You're back to thinking about Lonzo Ball again.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that. But now that you bring him up, I'd also like to bring up Dennis Schroeder. That is something that popped up today. Popped up today. Goose. He rejected a 4-year, $84 million deal.
He's an idiot. He should have taken that.
I kind of agree with you that he should have taken it, but maybe he's going a route where he's trying to bet on himself, or maybe he's going a route where he wants to be more of a figure within the offense. Guy's having a good season. He's 27 years old. He's a decent defender, and he's not a great shooter at all.
Yeah, no.
But he can get you into your spots on the offensive side of the ball. You know, I read that today on a tweet from, I want to say it was Evan Massey of NBAanalysis.net. And I ended up writing an article on it over at ontapsportsnet.com. And the more I looked at it and the more that I read it and the more I went and watched Schroeder clips, because I've been watching Schroeder for a long time. He was Jeff Teague's predecessor over in, or I'm not predecessor. That's the one who was there first. He was his study. Yeah, there you go. You know, he was over there with Teague in Atlanta, and then he went over to Oklahoma City behind Russ, and now he's playing with LeBron and AD when they're healthy in Los Angeles, and he's putting up good numbers. But if he's the backup plan for your point guard position, I just want to touch on this. I don't think I'm satisfied with that because that's not that's not what we need, but I wouldn't be opposed to he has not been primarily a starter throughout his career. He hasn't been. He had like 2 seasons in Atlanta.
His opportunity in Chicago at 28 years old either.
I'm kind of with you on it. But where I did start, just watching clips of them and watching, there's a channel called B-Ball Breakdown that I want to plug real quick. And, they don't know us. We don't really know them. But homie makes a lot of great content, and he breaks down plays for you if you're kind of a guy or a person that's trying to learn basketball plays or, spots that you should be in. And it can be really insightful. And Schroeder usually finds himself in spots where he not only makes himself a good player, but he makes the people around him a good player as well. I'm not saying it wouldn't be beneficial, but if you want to really compete, I don't think that that's the guy I'd want to take a flyer on who just rejected a 4-year, $84 million deal. I don't know I know you just said he should have taken it, but with that insight that I kind of threw at you there, that not insight, but just opinion or information, what do you think of that? I mean, do you think it's just a complete mistake, or do you think that that's something that might be able to help the offense along?
God, I feel like that would just be a major settle. And surprisingly, I have noticed there are a good amount of fans after seeing news that like Karl Anthony Towns could be available this offseason. They're like, oh, we pulled the trigger too soon. We should have just waited. I would rather have had Cat than Vooch. And
I don't know.
I know I'd rather have Cat than Vooch. I don't know
if I would.
You don't know if you would. Okay, well, I think the price to get Cat would have been a lot higher than what it was to get Vooch, and I think you have to incorporate that in there. And since we don't know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
That's exactly my reasoning, dude.
Okay, well then, great. We're on the same page. We don't even really have to touch on that too much. Now, the Schroeder thing, that would be such a settle, man. Such a settle.
So you feel like, I mean, just in general, I mean, this is just open conversation.
If somebody for 4 years, $21 million a piece or more, I would rather, Lonzo Ball. At least I could see him turning into something more. Schroeder is what he is. I'm not paying you to come get your starting opportunity. If you want your first starting opportunity, full-time gig as a lead ball handler without LeBron James, controlling the rock all the time, you're getting 18 mil a year. You ain't getting 21. You're taking a discount if you want that extra playing time on my team.
And I can definitely respect that. Before we answer this fan question here on the stream, I'll leave it up there so we can touch on it. Don't forget to touch on it. With the Lonzo Ball situation, with him being a restricted free agent, if that does not work out and for some miraculous reason, the Pelicans decide to match whatever the Bulls or any other franchise decides to throw at Lonzo Ball.
Because Gar's spiteful.
That could be a huge reason. Would Schroeder then kind of creep into your mind, or are you trying to do anything you can to get out of that to somebody with a higher ceiling? Or do you want to go a higher floor guy? I mean, what would you look to do there? I think it's a fair question. I mean, I'm not sure where I would want to go, because I mean, you look at the point guards up and down the unrestricted free agency.
You got Mike Conley. I don't know.
Yeah, man, but he's gonna
leave Utah.
He's gonna cost more.
But he's at the point of his career where you might be able to get him on a big 1 or 2 year deal, like a player option or a team.
Because he's in his 30s.
Yeah, because he's in his 30s. So you just pay him big for 2 years, give him a player option. I don't know if you could squeeze out a team option. If you could, fantastic. But give him a player option, and then if he can find another team and it didn't work here in that second year, then you got a rental. And you see how it works, and maybe Kobe does develop into the point guard that we don't think he is at this point. But a real offseason, non-COVID summer offseason for him, maybe, he gets to work with Billy, and something, comes from that. But settling on Schroeder, that would be, I guess you're already all in. You already got your meat on the table. You can't take it off the table now. I just feel like that would be, a hard settle, and I wouldn't be too thrilled, but we'll see.
It's definitely fair. Now to our fan question here from Dice. He asks, how many firsts do you think we can get for Zach and build around Vooch? I wouldn't entertain that for 1 second, and I'm going to tell you why. I would not entertain that for 1 second, because Vooch is a very, very good player. He's an all-star, but Vooch is not somebody you Vooch is a 2 or a 3. He's not somebody you build around. And by the time we get these firsts, unless we flip him in a huge mega trade deal for a superstar, if even possible, he's in his 30s. Not saying his game isn't going to age well. I'm not saying anything like that. He's just not a number one. And I am not in the camp of trading Zach LaVine for picks right now, unless, they are going to go full tank. But why when you just went and acquired an all-star center? That's my take on that.
For me, kind of along the lines of you, if you're trading Zach, you're trading Vooch. You're not going to build around Vooch. If you trade Zach, you're going, this pairing with Vooch isn't going to get us close to where we want to be, so we are going to cash out on Zach, and we're going to get value for Vooch before he becomes a LaMarcus Aldridge or a Blake Griffin contract that you're buying out so he can go join a contender in the last year of his contract. And right now, you're not getting value for Zach. He's an unrestricted free agent after one more year. He's seen as a rental right now. You can't trade Zach to a team that he doesn't want to be on. Because I've thought about what, people are probably talking about heavily on Twitter right now after the Bulls played such a good game without him, which I don't think is fair to him given to what he's done for this team throughout the year. But trading him to a team like Sacramento for De'Aaron Fox, who has a contract that is going to be 4 years, 5 years, I think his extension. He got the max of 5 years. Halliburton and LaVine in Sacramento, Fox, Kobe, and Vooch in Chicago, great. But Zach doesn't have that value to Sacramento because if Zach doesn't want to be in Sacramento, he's not going to stay in Sacramento. So for the
he's earned that right.
He has at this point of his career for that, second contract after taking that deal after your rookie deal. He gets to pick where he wants to be. And that's why the Bulls did make the move for Vooch when they did. But they're in a place with Zach. That's why I thought they were going to trade him this offseason. Because you literally can't trade him now. He's an all-star. You have to get him an extension before you can trade him.
Right. And that's an absolutely fucking fair point. And a lot of people don't talk about that. It's not, and again, not hating in your question at all, Dice, but it's, I always put it like this way. It's not 2K. It's not going to work that way.
The team on the other line doesn't care if he's staying for the next year. They just care if they're getting equal value in the deal.
Right. In going through the free agent point guard list in 2021, a trade for a very effective point guard is almost off the table because of the picks that you gave up for Vooch. Okay. I mean, unless you go into 2025.
What about a team like the Bucks where Drew Holiday's got an option? What if you threw him an offer in the Bucks for it was great, but we also didn't accomplish what we wanted. We're not ready to commit long-term money to you. And he's like, I'm going to go to Chicago then because he's an unrestricted free agent if he turns down his option as well.
Well, he is, yes. I mean, he's one of the only ones in the, according to Sport Track, shooting guard pool that I look at in there and be like, yeah, that could, I guess, be an option if he declines, but I just don't see him unless the Bulls give him a huge payday to come here. The point guards that are on the table here, is 42. Well, there's 42 of them. Chris Paul's got a player option. That's not happening. He's opting in. It's a fucking almost a $40 million salary. He's not turning that down.
He's making way too much money.
You've got Mike Conley. You've got Kyle Lowry. You have Dennis Schroeder. You have Patty Mills. Okay. You have a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie who might opt out. I don't know if he does or not, but he's slated to make $11 million. You have Dante Exum. Okay, you have Lonzo Ball, who's going to be a restricted free agent. You have our boy Derrick Rose, who will be an unrestricted free agent. I don't know where they go, but I'm not willing to trade Zach or anything like that. I think that they need to do their due diligence, and I think Lonzo Ball is the guy. They're being so heavily linked to him.
We're getting Lonzo.
Lonzo's going to be in Chicago next year. That will happen, and we will either eat our words here on Bulls on Tap, or we will be playing this clip over and over and over again, saying that he is going to fucking be here.
Lonzo Ball is going to be here. We're going to have Lonzo, Zach, and Vooch, right, and Pat, and I don't think Lowry will be here. I don't know if that or Sato will be here, depending on how much you have to pay Lonzo to get him. You might have to.
I don't see Sato being here, and I don't see that happening next year, but Thad is a possibility. They
Well,
have flexibility there.
If you don't already, we're gonna plug another person. We're just plugging people like crazy
Ryan?
today. Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan Borgia. If you do not follow him, I hope I pronounced your last name properly, Ryan. If you do not follow him on Twitter, he is very inept with the cap situation, the CBA. Anytime I have a question when I'm just plotting madness on my end, I just ask Ryan because I don't feel like reading.
Yeah, Ryan's absolutely amazing. He knows the cap up and down, man.
But essentially, Thad Young's $14 million contract is only partially guaranteed for next year for like $6 million. So it's like if they, cut him, paid him his $6 million that he was owed up front to clear up that extra $7-8 million on the back end to make Alonzo Ball a big offer, could they then, sign him with a mid-level exception or a veteran exception or a veteran minimum? And then Thad's still making close to 10, 12, something. He's sacrificing a little bit of money, but you're getting a point guard in. And he said, yeah, that's definitely something they can do. I don't know if the Bulls would do that or if Thad would debate that, but that is an option they could, go about it. So definitely follow Ryan. Any cap questions you have, Ryan is there for you. After the Vooch trade, we were like, well, shit, are we out of the Lonzo race? No, Ryan made you feel good. 22 to 25 million cap space. Lonzo Ball's coming to Chicago.
Absolutely. Next game, we play the Utah Jazz, and that starts at 8 p.m. Central, and that'll be Friday night. With that being said, we need to talk about Zach and Kobe and Garrett Temple not playing tonight. I'm not so worried about Garrett Temple. I know that a lot of Bulls Nation loves him. He's a nitty-gritty kind of guy. Doesn't really move the needle for me, but it is what it is. But Zach, Kobe, Garrett, we need to continue sitting them until they're 100% right.
I think Kobe should be back. He just supposedly tweaked his neck in his sleep. So hopefully he's back.
I've been there.
He's still 20, though. So he's not there yet.
Jesus Christ. I'm 29, man.
Okay, I'm 27. I'm feeling old people pains this last year that I didn't know fucking existed 2 years ago.
I was just telling my father-in-law this morning. I woke up today, couldn't my ribs hurt so bad. I have no idea why. Ribs hurt so bad, my side. I could not even breathe. I was telling my father-in-law, I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell I did. I feel like shit. But
old people pains.
It must be. It must be. Meanwhile, while he's 59 or 60 or whatever, and he's fucking out there drilling a hole in the middle of our new picnic table, just going about life, kicking ass, taking names. But where I sit with the whole injury thing is I had a couple interactions on Twitter today, like, oh man, Zach should be playing and Kobe should be playing. They need to fight through this pain. They need to make this playoff push. Like, listen, dog, if I don't think I'm winning a shit or making a deep run, I'm sitting them.
That's not even what it's about. I shared it before the game. Zach was 10 of 21 and 2 of 12.
He couldn't move, bro.
10 of 31. So he was shooting under 33% from the field, and he was 2 of 12 from 3. I think my simple math, that's under 20%. So he was hurting the team more than he was helping them because we know Zach's not a, great defender when he's healthy. If he's got a bum ankle, he's probably not helping very much on that end either. So Zach sitting right now is helping himself and the team.
I agree. If you're not at 100%, you're not of use to your team. I mean, here and there. I mean, Zach was literally, we watched him labor through pain, trying to do whatever he could.
Falling over on the ground.
Right. I mean, it's not worth it,
And Zach wanted to play.
Yeah.
Zach, that's the issue. Is Zach did play for 2 games.
Right. So going into this Utah game, they sit at 36-11. Like I just told everybody, the Bulls are at 19-27. Zach LaVine day-to-day, Kobe White day-to-day, Garrett Temple day-to-day on the injury report. Juwan Morgan, is day-to-day, and Donovan Mitchell is also day-to-day. I'm sure he is going to play. Everything that I've read, he will play.
Maybe not. Maybe if Zach's sitting, they'll be like, fuck, it's the Bulls.
Yeah, they're trying to make a run in that Western Conference. I mean, they have it by a mile.
Yeah.
But
I guess wasn't Rudy Gobert playing in the final seconds against us because he was going to get a triple double?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I guess Donovan Mitchell's playing. You're right.
Right. Yeah. He's probably going to play. So, that's the team we're going up against. And once again, if we see the same lineup that we saw tonight, I'm fine with that. Get our guys right that need to be right. Get our dynamic scores right.
Out there, that might not be a bad idea.
Right. Well, yeah, not a bad idea at all. But yeah, this game might be a little bit troubling and going into a 6-game losing streak here because just giving everybody the heads up, because
and then hopefully the Nets sit everybody.
Right. I mean, it's going to be tough coming up here, but
it's fucked, man. We're literally in the same spot we were yesterday and the game before that and the game before that because the Raptors and the Pacers keep losing too.
Well, you can't stop the suck. Sometimes that happens, I mean, tanking. I mean, we know what the NBA tanking. That's what that is. They're tanking. They have their picks, so that's what they're doing. They're tanking. So
they're gonna hand it to us.
Yeah, but that's all I have, dude. I ain't got nothing else tonight. I mean, we touched on the Schroeder news. We touched on of course we talk about Lonzo almost every fucking podcast now because we're obsessed. And then we talked about the injury stuff. So
Lonzo on tap.
Yeah, Lonzo on tap. We're changing the name. We're gonna get Schwartzy to make us a new logo. But that's all I have, man. You got anything else?
Nada.
We'll be back. We'll be back Friday night then. If you're a White Sox fan or a Cubs fan, Sox on Tap and Cubs on Tap will now start running. If you're a hockey fan for the Blackhawks, Four Feathers is already running. So check those out if you dig our content here. But we will be back Friday night after the Bulls play the Utah Jazz. Be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Going to betrivers.com using promo code ONTAP. They will match up to $250. You deposit $250, you get another free $250. It's $500 if you're not a mathematician. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at OnTap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Back Friday night. Let's go Bulls.